Explaining child prodigies, the secret behind Mozart's genius. Introduction. In recent years, the media has been ablaze with stories of extraordinary child prodigies. From 6-year-olds playing the piano with flawless precision to young math geniuses solving complex equations, these Wunderkinder seem to defy our understanding of human capability. Their achievements often leave us in awe, wondering about the nature of talent and genius. Are these children simply born with extraordinary gifts, or is there more to the story? In this exploration, we'll delve deep into the phenomenon of child prodigies, using the most famous example in history, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, to challenge our perceptions and uncover the truth behind these seemingly miraculous abilities. The allure of child prodigies. Child prodigies captivate our imagination for several reasons. They challenge our expectations of childhood development. They seem to embody the concept of innate talent. Their abilities appear to manifest spontaneously, without apparent effort. They make us question the limits of human potential. This fascination often leads to oversimplified narratives about talent and genius, overlooking the complex factors that contribute to a prodigy's development. The Mozart myth, a case study in genius. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is often held up as the quintessential child prodigy and the ultimate example of innate musical genius. The popular narrative paints a picture of a boy wonder, composing music at the tender age of 5, giving public performances as both a pianist and violinist by 8, producing hundreds of works, many considered timeless masterpieces, demonstrating musical abilities that seem to defy explanation. This narrative has been used to support the idea that true genius is born, not made. Even proponents of the 10,000-hour rule, the notion that excellence requires about 10,000 hours of dedicated practice, have struggled to explain Mozart's early achievements within their framework. Deconstructing the Mozart myth. However, a closer examination of Mozart's early life reveals a different story, one that challenges our preconceptions about child prodigies and the nature of genius. The role of Leopold Mozart. Central to understanding Mozart's development is the role played by his father, Leopold Mozart. Leopold was a renowned composer and performer in his own right. He was a strict disciplinarian who implemented an intensive training program for Wolfgang starting at the remarkably early age of 3. Leopold was highly qualified as a teacher. His book on violin instruction, published the same year Wolfgang was born, remained influential for decades. Early and intensive training. From the earliest age, Wolfgang received extensive and expert instruction. His musical education began at the age of 3, far earlier than most children. By his 6th birthday, it's estimated that Wolfgang had accumulated about 3,500 hours of practice. This training was not just extensive but also expert-led, given Leopold's qualifications and dedication. The timeline of Mozart's achievements. When we look closely at the timeline of Mozart's achievements, a different picture emerges. While Mozart began composing and performing at a very young age, his early works are not considered masterpieces by musical scholars. His first true masterpiece was composed at the age of 21. By this time, Mozart had undergone 18 years of intensive, expert-led training, reframing our understanding of child prodigies. This deeper look at Mozart's development challenges our conventional understanding of child prodigies. Intensive training versus innate talent. What appears to be innate talent is often the result of thousands of hours of focused practice from a very young age. The role of expert guidance. Prodigies typically have access to expert instruction, often from family members, from a very early age. Compressed timeline. Child prodigies compress what would normally be years of adult practice into their early childhood years. Comparison bias. We tend to compare prodigies to their age peers rather than to individuals with similar amounts of practice time, skewing our perception of their abilities. The reality behind prodigious achievement. Understanding the true nature of child prodigies challenges us to rethink our concepts of talent and achievement. The power of practice. Focused, deliberate practice is a key factor in developing exceptional skills. Mozart's 3,500 hours of practice by age 6 is a testament to this. The importance of starting early. Early exposure and training can lead to significant advantages in skill development. Mozart's training began at an age when most children are just learning to speak in full sentences. The role of environment. A supportive and enriching environment is crucial for nurturing talent. Mozart's entire childhood was structured around his musical development. The myth of overnight success. What often appears as sudden, innate talent is usually the result of years of behind-the-scenes effort and practice. Implications for understanding talent and genius. This reframing of the child prodigy phenomenon has several important implications. The myth of effortless genius. There are no shortcuts to mastery, even for those we label as geniuses. Hard work and dedicated practice are essential. The importance of expert guidance. Having access to high-quality instruction from an early age can dramatically accelerate skill development. The role of parental involvement. Many prodigies, like Mozart, have parents who are deeply invested in their child's area of excellence. Practice versus genetics. While genetic factors may play a role, the power of focused, expert-led practice from an early age seems to be the primary driver of prodigious achievement. Beyond Mozart, modern prodigies. The lessons learned from examining Mozart's development can be applied to understanding modern child prodigies. Intensive early training. Most modern prodigies, like Mozart, begin intensive training at a very young age. Supportive environments. They often come from families that prioritize and support their area of excellence. Expert guidance. Many have parents or close family members who are experts in their field of prowess. Compressed learning. They compress years of adult-level practice into their childhood years. Conclusion: demystifying genius. Child prodigies, including Mozart, are not simply born with their exceptional abilities. Their seemingly magical talents are the result of an unusual upbringing that involves thousands of hours of focused practice compressed into their early years, often guided by expert instruction from the very beginning. This understanding doesn't diminish the achievements of prodigies. Rather, it provides a more nuanced and accurate picture of how exceptional abilities develop. It also offers hope and direction for nurturing talent in all children, emphasizing the power of dedicated practice, supportive environments, and expert guidance. The story of Mozart and other child prodigies reminds us that while natural aptitudes may vary, the path to excellence is paved with hard work, dedication, and the right environmental factors. In the end, what we often perceive as innate genius is, in fact, the product of an extraordinary commitment to mastery from the earliest age. As we marvel at the achievements of child prodigies, let's remember the countless hours of practice, the dedicated instruction, and the supportive environments that have nurtured their talents. By understanding the true nature of prodigious achievement, we can better appreciate the remarkable journey these young individuals have undertaken and perhaps find inspiration for our own pursuits of excellence.